What's up, everybody? Welcome to Tones Overthinks It, the show where I think too much to make up for the people who don't think at all. You know, just when I think that I've seen the stupidest of the frauditors, I come across something like this.
911 emergency, St. Louis County. What's the address of your emergency?
55 Grosso Plaza.
55 Grosso Plaza, UPS?
Yes. Yes, USPS.
Okay, what's going on there?
Okay, so I've got a guy out here in the lobby that's acting up, and I've asked him to please stop filming in our lobby, and he is standing right in front of the clerks. He's intimidating the clerks. I can't get him out of the office.
Everybody got that? Good!
He's unreasonable.
Yeah.
Now, I know what you're thinking. Who's it gonna be? Auditing America? Glenn Serio? Frickin' Media? SGV News? What big-name, pain-in-the-ass frauditor is going to tie the police up into a circular conversation and annoy the hell out of all of us?
Who is it?
Gentleman right here.
Good morning, sir.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. My name is Officer Haddock, County PD.
Hi, my name's Mr. Gibson. How are
Nice.
you?
Who is he?
And you want to tell me what's going on?
I don't know what's going on.
Well, they're telling me that you make them feel uncomfortable
Okay.
standing here and filming it all.
All right.
So, any particular reason for that?
Have you heard of the First Amendment?
It's a stupid question.
Of course.
Okay.
I'm a
so
big
what is
proponent
the
of our
first...
Constitution.
Oh, good. So what does the First Amendment say?
Well, freedom of speech. Bottom line.
First one is freedom of speech,
Yep.
yes. And the second one in the First Amendment is freedom of the press. There is a memo that came out in 2010
Okay.
that came through. Who's the federal?
You talk about citizen and journalists, right?
Yes.
Okay, so is that the capacity that you're in right now? Or is it
Absolutely.
citizen? Okay.
Yeah, forget it, Michael Moron. No one with half a brain in their skull is going to call you a journalist.
All right, that's fine, but you also would agree with me if I say that these employees here have a right to not to feel harassed.
Oh,
And-
well, certainly, but their feelings don't trump my rights neither.
What an asshole!
Okay, but why would you do it? I mean, why would you?
The real reason why I did it, one, to test them, two, to educate them.
Okay.
Here's their rules right here.
Okay.
It says you're allowed to film.
Ah, yes, the ever-popular Poster 7. You know, that set of rules that they never actually read all the way through to the end of, because if they did, then they'd actually find the part that says they're not allowed to film.
Okay.
The rules governing the contact of postal property. I'm sorry that they're ignorant of their own rules. This is their rules. It's right here.
Okay. What does it say?
Photographing.
What does it say?
It says photographs for news, advertising, or commercial purposes. So that means that covers just about everything. Photographs for news purposes may be taken in entrances, lobbies, foyers, corridors, auditoriums, when used for public meetings, except where prohibited by official signs or social security force personnel or authorized personnel or a federal court order or rule. Other photographs may be taken only with the permission of the local postmaster or installation head.
I never thought I'd see the day that a First Amendment auditor would read the entirety of Poster 7. Of course, now that he has read it, do you think he's going to comprehend that it actually does not give him permission to film?
Okay. So you're doing it just because you think you can do it?
Sir, I can do it by the law, by the federal law.
Let's try it.
Nope, of course not, because that would imply the presence of common sense. Oh, and by the way, remember this bit?
Photographs may be taken only with the permission of the local postmaster or installation head.
And this?
I've asked him to please stop filming in our lobby.
The installation head has not given permission. And the installation head is the person who called the police.
Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
So we are in a situation where Poster 7 genuinely applies, with a First Amendment auditor who is clearly in violation of it, and yet cannot comprehend it.
Wait! There's more!
Now, if you think that's stupid, let's take a look at his upload of this video, where he was so kind to have poster 7 in writing on the screen. Except, there's a bit of a problem. Let's put this side by side and see if you could spot the difference. Notice it yet? That's right. He edited poster 7 to include these numbers in order to break it into subsections that would separate the situation of him filming from a situation in which he would require permission. Now, I've seen flat earthers misinterpret data or have trouble with equations, and really it just comes down to them not being well educated. And I've seen sovereign citizens completely take out of context official documents or letters, thinking they somehow make them exempt from following the law that literally everybody else has to follow, and that's usually just because they're delusional. But when you have someone who can't even make their argument using the law as it's written, and has to edit legal documentation, unaware that everybody else's copy of that legal documentation will still be the same, and prove that they're falsifying their evidence, then we have gone beyond the peak of Mount Stupid. I mean, at this point, we're in the upper atmosphere of idiocy. And you know what the worst part is? We are only just getting started.
Have they asked you to leave?
No, they haven't asked me.
No, I have asked him to stop filming.
Are you asking him to leave?
Oh, I am.
Okay, so we need to get out of here. They don't want you here.
Now,
It's private property.
it's not private property, sir. I own this property.
You own this?
Yes, sir, and so do you.
We're not doing this. Let's leave. They don't want you here. You gotta
And
go.
if I don't leave, what?
You go to jail.
I go to jail for
Yes.
what?
Trespassing.
Oh, please. Please arrest me for
We're not doing
trespassing.
Do it.
Oh, yes, sir, you will be sued.
Okay.
That's a violation of my rights.
Is it? Which one?
The First Amendment, have you ever
Freedom
heard
of
of it?
speech?
Freedom of the
Trespassing.
press.
Okay, that doesn't cover trespassing. Let's talk
I'm
outside.
not trespassing.
You are.
Why don't we go ahead and step outside?
Let's talk outside.
How
Let's
can
not
I
talk
be
here.
trespassed
Because
in
it's
a
private
public
pro- no,
area?
it's private
I'm
property.
standing up.
Mr. Gibson, can I see your ID card, please?
No, sir.
Well, guess what? In the county of St. Louis, you are required by law to identify yourself when a police officer asks you. Do that.
Only if I have been,
I would like to file a formal complaint.
Suspected of committing a crime. Yes, sir.
That's right.
I'll help you
Yeah,
finish.
right now,
Okay, if you're a First Amendment auditor and the police officer knows your script better than you do, you know you suck at it.
Right now, you are
Suspecting you of-
suspected of trespassing. So identify
Let me see your ID card.
no, sir.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, get out of here.
You don't have to twist me.
You're fine, you're fine. Nobody's hurting you. This is all on camera, we're good. Because
I'm not being lawful arrested.
because you're being fine right now.
Buddy, you're not being suspected of committing a crime. You're being arrested for committing a crime.
We're gonna add a second set of cuffs.
I have,
so you're
I have not,
uncomfortable.
I've not committed a
All right,
crime.
you're good.
officer.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna put this phone in your pocket.
I think you guys have been reasonable with me.
Do you have any weapons on you?
No, sir. Oh, yes, I do. I do have a
What
gun
do you
in
have?
my pocket.
Do you have a gun where?
Say what?
A gun in your pocket that you have had your hand in the whole time you were talking to the officers.
This guy is f***ing stupid.
I think I have it in my pocket right
Which
here.
one? This
This
one?
one, right here.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay, that's all right.
Yeah.
Just relax.
It's in here.
Yeah.
Yes.
You see that sign right there?
Which one?
The one that says no firearms on federal property?
Unfortunately, unfounded.
That one?
I see that.
You done f***ed up now.
Okay, just making sure you see it. Could you finish patting it down? I'm going to secure this. I want to put this in my car.
Yeah.
So, violating poster 7, trespassing, and now illegally bringing a firearm onto federal property.
You know, we're gonna see.
No, I
see
haven't
what's gonna
committed a
happen.
crime, though.
Well, we're gonna let the legal system determine that. All right.
Okay.
I believe, from our perspective, you did. by entering here with a firearm. You can't do that in the post office.
Well, it should be posted on the door.
I'm really loving his ridiculous captions in which he is still trying to argue the merit of the trespass. I think you've got bigger problems to worry about than that.
It's posted on the wall right there.
Okay,
the same wall you were reading.
Well, yeah, but hold on.
But here's
You're
the thing.
walking into this door.
Here's the thing. If
It wasn't posted.
if you think that they ain't right, challenge them to court.
Yeah. All right.
Oh yes, and I'm sure a jury will love watching this footage as much as I have.
And then she started getting loud. And
Sir, you're under arrest for trespassing specifically.
you know the law of trespassing, sir?
Sure do. When someone asks you to leave and you don't, that's trespassing. And you said you're going to have
I never
to...
refused to leave,
Can I finish
sir.
talking, please?
Yes, sir. Yes,
okay.
sir. Please do.
We asked you to leave, okay? When this is what happened from my point of view. I'm going to explain it once.
Yes, sir.
Okay? I walked in, you were reading the board about photographing and videotaping. Yes,
Yes,
or no?
sir.
Yes,
Yes,
okay.
sir.
You were saying...
Here,
that's
can we start-
No, I'm going to finish talking.
Okay,
Okay,
please.
because I tried that once. And I
Okay,
tried to be
I'm
very...
sorry.
Let me talk, you stop talking.
Yes, sir.
Okay? Because if you interrupt me again, I'm not going to explain it.
Okay.
Fair?
Sure.
I walked in, I said, you have to leave. You said, no, this is, I own it. And then I said, you own it? And you said, yes. And you said, I own it. So you're kind of implying that it's taxpayers' property, yes? Is that what you were
Yes, sir.
implying? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So you're wrong. That is private property.
Boom. Roasted.
They asked you to leave. You didn't leave.
I didn't
Let
leave.
me finish talking.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I asked you to leave. You said, no. I said, then I said something along the lines, well, you're going to go to jail. Then you said, okay, arrest me because I'm not leaving. And you gave me your hands implying that's the only way you're going to jail. On top of that, you had a firearm on federal property. That's another crime. So that's what you're being arrested for. Let's go sit in the car.
Sir, I would think it would be legitimate for them to put a sign on the door.
They don't need a sign.
On the door?
To ask you to leave?
No,
For
not
what?
to ask me to leave.
About what? The filming?
No, about the firearm.
Okay.
That should be posted on the door.
And I'm just checking. I believe you.
Or otherwise, I would not walk in with it.
Sure.
The sign was on the very
Spread your
same
legs.
wall.
Bless him, he is trying so hard to find an argument that will get the officers to change their mind. I especially love how he says the camera doesn't lie, considering everything we've just seen on the cameras shows exactly why he's being arrested. But then, as a great man once said, you gotta lie to audit.
Spread your legs.
Yeah,
please.
but I didn't see it.
Thank you.
Okay.
It should have been on the
but
door.
it's the same wall that you were reading the
Okay,
regulations.
that's legitimate, sir.
Yeah.
That is true.
I think
that
we-
is absolutely true.
Yeah.
But, and then I was already in the building.
Have a
though.
seat,
Yeah.
please.
Go ahead and take a seat in the car.
Yes, sir.
I'm
This
gonna
is
go
all of his property.
That's fine. Just put it in the trunk.
In the trunk, you got it.
Officer Holmes,
Yes.
I don't mean to be disrespectful
Okay,
to
have
you,
a seat.
sir. You're a legitimate person.
Thank you.
I
Please have a
appreciate
seat.
you. And I wasn't refusing to
Okay.
leave, honest.
I
wouldn't.
Okay, well, I have a body camera, and I think that's going to tell me otherwise. Please put your
Yes,
seat
sir.
in there.
Oh, oh gosh. You know, I'm not much on speeches, but it's so gratifying to leave you wallowing in the mess you've made. You're screwed. Thank you. Bye.
And there you have it, folks, the absolute dumbest auditor ever this week. I mean, just when you think the guy can't be any dumber, he surprises you. Clear violation of Poster 7, so it can't help him. Has to falsify his information, which can be verified. And the cherry on top of the stupid sundae? Carrying a firearm onto federal property while looking incredibly dodgy. It's almost like frauditors aren't even trying anymore. Some have abandoned the pretense altogether about it being about rights and more about getting reactions for clicks and views. Others have completely thrown away trying to win their arguments on merit and are just straight up acting like idiots to annoy everybody for its own sake. And then you have someone like this. Someone who seriously didn't give it a single thought how this was going to play out. It's like we're witnessing frauditors devolve into more reckless, stupider versions of each other. As new frauditors start filling the voids left behind by the bigger name ones that are getting their comeuppance, I can only imagine what we're going to be witnessing in the future. But then again, maybe I'm just overthinking it. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you like what you see here and you want me to see me look at even more stupid people in the future, feel free to drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. Till next time.